For Brodene Wardley, the experience had been similar.
It was just horrible, horrible. I felt like a criminal. I felt like I'd done something terribly, terribly wrong, and I hadn't done anything. I was intimidated by the whole setup in that courtroom. It was set up to make people feel belittled and make people think that they're doing something wrong. And certainly at that stage, when I'd been in there for at least that 2.5 hours and it was going round and round in circles, I was sent outside with my lawyer. He had to speak to me to make me see that I can be in contempt of court, so to speak. And then we were taken back in, but I wasn't allowed to speak to anybody outside the courtroom. I wasn't allowed to use a phone. It was pretty daunting.
Australians should be shocked that their industrial environment is being monitored by a group that has similar powers to anti-terrorist type investigative bodies and use them.
The current federal government at least feels that it has to show that it's tough on terrorism and tough on trade unions, and if it has to sacrifice a few individual rights in the cause of doing that, then it's prepared to do it.
I had to do an affirmation to tell the truth, and it was just basically what happened on the day and who was there and why we were out on strike, and name people that possibly put up motions, name people who were speaking at the meeting, naming people who were to do a no vote, naming people who voted, to find out who was what they figured to be the ringleader. So I couldn't see I was being accused of anything, but I was being used to find out other information so that they could use it for whatever they wanted it for.
It is a bad thing for a country like Australia, which is said to be part of that block of countries protecting democratic freedoms, to be at the same time apparently sacrificing them, many of them in the name of political advantage.
What we have is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Australian citizens who have less legal rights than other Australians purely based upon the industry in which they work, and that's a pretty extraordinary notion.
Australians should be worried about that. In fact, they should be terrified about that.
I've had numerous phone calls, messages, people in the street just give me a cuddle, and it's been great. I'm just amazed about the amount of people out there that really do care. I'm very nervous at the moment going down there, but I've got a lot of support, so that will certainly help the day go along. And to be in that march with all those people is just going to be amazing. I've never been down in the city for their big marches, so it's going to be something to really look forward to.
They actually investigated this lady, where she could have been in 6 months jail. Come up to the microphone, brought in a big way to it. Round of applause.
It doesn't take much to work out that these laws are designed to break the back of the unions in the building industry by coming after people like me, intimidating me and threatening me and inevitably my family. And that's why I urge each and every one of you to keep up this fight against these unjust guilt laws. Thank you.